Hi, this is Tracy, and it's a week before Thanksgiving, and it's this time of the year when we look back and think about what we were thankful for. And I can honestly say that I am pretty thankful all year long. Don't get me wrong, I really try to practice gratitude and being thankful for whatever is presented to me in my life. But I know how hard the holidays can be for people in a life-changing situation. Families are divided, and maybe you won't have your children, or you're sad for how it used to be. God, I know that one. Or you're sad at how it should have been, how you dreamt it to be. We have to remember that when we're facing heartbreak and darkness, depression and anxiety, when we feel numb and we don't see how this will ever be right again, when we're embarrassed or ashamed, it's then that we need to find the grace and look for something to be grateful for. We can't change yesterday. We can't even get it back. But what we can do is make the best of today, right here, right now. It's going to be better. And gratitude is the source of our healing. I have learned that the most in my life from the worst days and from the worst people that have come into my life. I now know that I need to be grateful in the middle of the storm instead of waiting for the week before Thanksgiving when we can look back and reflect and say, what are we grateful for? Well, I'm not grateful that I got a toaster. I guess I was. But real gratitude, deep down soul gratitude, that's what we need to look for, because it's that that's going to make us heal. I did an exercise today, and I've written some things down for myself that I can recap. Usually you're supposed to do it for just a year. Things that happen for you, good and bad. And find what you're grateful for. It's so much easier to find things that you're grateful for when it's good news, right? My son graduated college this spring, and I am so grateful. I am so happy that he got the opportunity to stay at George Washington University when the money that we were expecting to keep him there got yanked out from under us during our divorce. I'm grateful that he finished when he thought about it for a long time and he didn't want to go. He was hurting too, but I'm glad he found the strength. I'm thankful for that. Last October, my cat, Tink, called him Tink because I thought he was a girl, Tinkerbell. I was watering the plants one night and he snuck out and hid outside and then got away, and he was never seen again. After 14 years, it was very sad. I missed those little pitter-patters when I came home. He was always there. Hi, Mom. I missed him curling up obnoxiously when I was trying to type on my arm. He was always there. I'm really thankful that we had those years with him. He was a good little cat. October was a very bad month for me. That's why we're going back a little bit more than 12 months here, because so much happened. I can't even believe it's been a year. I found out that I had skin cancer on my face right here, and it put the fear into me of, what am I going to do? Realizing that I have my own company and people depend on me, that I didn't have the luxury of downtime. Certainly missed the fact that nobody was there to take care of me My son was away at college, and there I sat. I learned to take care of myself, and I'm grateful for that. I don't need someone to take care of me. And if that's the lesson that I learned there, then I am grateful. Another horrifying thing, I could say all the good stuff, but the horrifying stuff is so much better. I was sleeping in October, towards the end, in my bed, and started to hear someone kicking down my door. And my bedroom door physically opened. So the pressure from the door, like, I didn't know if whoever was out there got in, but my door went just like a horror movie, right? And I saw flashlights in my living room. Not a good thing. I was on the phone with 911 whispering because we didn't know if they were in my living room. And the fear inside of me kept me frozen to my bed, even though I really wanted to go under the bed. Did you know it's not a good thing, apparently, to like try and hide in your closet? That was my first instinct, was like, go hide in the closet, right? Like, they wouldn't find me. But the police told me that's not necessarily a very good idea. So anyway, they didn't get in. And when I was telling my mother in her hospital room about this really scary night that took away my personal home safety, my mother said, how could God have let that happen? And I explained to her, God had me close the window that night. That was the first night all year that I had closed the window. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that the sirens scared them away too. That was a good thing. The end of October, my mother, who'd been in a nursing home, had 2 surgeries in a week to stop some internal bleeding that she had after years and years of pain. She lost her battle in November, but I was grateful that I was there by her side. And I'm not saying that it wasn't creepy to watch your mother die, to sit there all alone. But I'm glad that she wasn't alone. Because even though I've learned that she's a narcissist or was a narcissist, I loved my mother. And I'm glad that I have her here. Because no one should die alone. November was hard. Lots of lawyer stuff. Sisters. Trusts. Taxes. Cremation. Things that it's not like in your normal realm of having to do this sort of thing, but I had to do it. I didn't have a choice. I was the responsible one. Through it all, I sort of had this guy who wasn't really there when I needed him, but he was there enough. He pretended to love me, and he pretended to be so honest. Somehow, when I went to his house, I learned in December. Don't even know how this questioning came to my head, but I learned that he'd slept with another. He risked my life. His lies were ridiculous. I learned that he had a mask that he'd been wearing, and I just caught him. And narcissists do not like to be caught. I can tell you that. They instantly put you in a category of enemy. You're not on their side anymore. You're not a good supply. I just thought I was his girlfriend. But I'm glad that somehow the questions I asked him that made him tell the truth on that December day, I'm glad. I thought he was a different person. and I wished that he'd been a better person. But I've now learned what to look for, what to settle for, what not to settle for. So I'm grateful that his mask fell, and I'm grateful that I got to walk away. In January and February, I really struggled with the anger from this betrayal. I realized I was a pawn and in this sick and twisted person's life, and I was angry with myself. I didn't go out of my house. But in March, after he had me arrested and I spent 24 hours in jail, I realized that was the bottom of my life. That was it. It doesn't get any lower. I guess it could. Let's just say it hadn't gotten any lower. But I'm grateful, because without that, I would have never learned about my past. I would have never learned about a narcissist. I would have never learned about codependency. So I'm grateful for that son of a bitch. I'm grateful that I had to do community service, because I was able to give back to the community. I was able to learn about narcissists and use my voice. I feel like this is a calling for me. I want to help people. I want to change laws, and I don't think anything of this would have been possible if that jerk hadn't had me arrested. I'm really happy that God is in my life. I know that there's a divine power, because I've often lost hope this year. The memories start to fade away, they really will. And you'll go on, and you'll be fine one day. When I went through my divorce 4 years ago, I never thought I'd forget. And slowly, it all starts to fade. So know now that we must find the strength in this darkness. And together we will heal. This is Tracy, and that's all I got. Happy Thanksgiving, guys.